the Panthers finally won, setting off a celebration for the ages.
You've got grown men crying. You've got people saying, they've waited 30 years for this.
Now it's time to do it again.
Nobody's coming to the rink. They're going to be an easy night when they play us, so we get everybody's best.
The Cats, once again, chasing the cup.
Yes, the Cats are back, and so are we. With that, welcome to Local 10 Chasing the Cup. I'm Will Manso. The Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers open up the season in about 48 hours.
And I'm Clay Ferrero, and that intro has me fired up. I'm ready to get out there to drop the puck. The Cats are ready to get it going, but before they do that, they made sure to enjoy every second of their summer after winning the first championship in franchise history. The euphoria of winning the Stanley Cup
Look around, let's go!
lasted for days, weeks, even months. Stanley took a bath in the Atlantic Ocean, and it quenched the thirst of strangers on Fort Lauderdale Beach. It morphed into a pasta dish for Panthers legend Roberto Luongo, a cereal bowl for Sam Bennett, fulfilling a promise that he made to his dad as a kid. And more than anything, it was a way to make people smile, people around the world. From Matthew Tkachuk taking it home to St. Louis.
And the smiles on their faces is absolutely priceless. If there's just, a couple minutes of their day where they could be smiling and feel on top of the world and get to hold and hug the Stanley Cup, that's what it's all about for me.
To Alexander Barkov's trip home to Finland.
Went to amusement park with it. There was a whole crowd of the kids there waiting to see the cup, and this is a hockey capital of Finland, in my opinion, and for sure in many others. They love hockey, they love NHL.
And Evan Rodriguez bringing it back to Boston, with his kids giving it the white glove treatment.
It's been an incredible run. I'm going into year 11, and I feel as good as I ever have, and healthy and ready to go compete for it again.
Bringing it here and seeing all the kids' reaction. Some of them, they all have different reactions. Some of them can't speak because they're so starstruck from the cup and stuff like that, and some of them grab it. It's awesome. It's awesome.
The summer of Stanley was perfect, and who knows what the Cats could do for an encore. Man, it's so cool to relive it all and take you guys behind the curtain a little bit. I remember, we had been running all over the place on fumes forever. The day after Game 7, I know I was off. I can't remember if you were off, but I remember waking up and looking and just seeing the pictures and videos from Elbow Room and just seeing everything and being like, I'm not working today. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy this.
I think I did that for the first week. I think we all did. You were just waiting for the video to pour in and buying the merch, enjoying the time. I mean, there's so much good stuff. The summer with the Cup. The Panthers now have to get ready to try to do it again, though, Clay. And the question is, how do they match up against the rest of the NHL? Obviously, they're the ones that everybody's going to be focused on. Head coach Paul Maurice from the team at training camp. They've been in Fort Lauderdale the last few weeks, playing preseason games as well. Maurice pushing the champs hard, though. Make sure that they're ready for what's to come. The Panthers expect to get everyone's best shot this season. As for any so-called Stanley Cup hangover, the coach says he does not believe in it.
We'll probably start with that word right now because we're going to hear it, the hangover concept. We don't believe in it. It's certainly not a physical issue with us. We're stronger than we were last year at this time with our returning players. That's a credit to them because they couldn't have made improvements without spending the time to do it. So we know that on day one that we are in physically as good or better shape than we were last year, and now it's about honing it every day.
Later in the show, I talked to Paul Maurice, and I talked a little bit more in depth about the whole hangover theory and why he has seen things in training camp and in the preseason that makes him think that he is right about this, that there isn't a hangover. But I'm curious, do you buy into the concept? Because you think human nature, Clay, that there would be a slight hangover. It's a long season. You just won it, and maybe you kind of catch your breath and wait to turn it on. Maurice doesn't think so.
There can be. I think it depends on a few things. Number one, your group, your players, your men, your people. How do they handle everything involved with this? Number two, you got the target on your back. Everybody is going to give you your best shot all season long. And number three, the fact that you had a shorter offseason than anybody else in the NHL outside of Edmonton. And oh, by the way, you're kind of partying a little bit that first week after. So, and understandably so. But I think there are a number of reasons why other teams do go through that cup hangover. I think, to your point about Paul Maurice, the men, the people in that locker room, the dressing room, the people who know what it's going to take to get back there and win it again, I don't think they're going to let that happen.
No, I think it's the individuals, too. And remember, the core of this team is still very young. I mean, this is a team that's going through this for the first time. So it's not like a bunch of older guys that have been in the league, finally tasted the cup, and they're like, okay, now we can back off a little bit. No, they want more, and I think they'll expect more. We expect more as well, because we're just getting warmed up here. Our local tents chasing the cup. Coming up, going global. The Panthers getting ready to head to Finland. That's right, Finland. And that has special meaning to several players on the team. But first, I referenced chatting with the coach, our coach's corner. I go one-on-one with Paul Maurice about the upcoming season. As always, the coach doesn't hold back. Stick around. Our Panthers Chasing the Cup special continues right here on Local 10. Welcome back to Local 10's Chasing the Cup. Will Manso here. You know, one of the treats during the Panthers Stanley Cup run was watching head coach Paul Maurice lift the cup for the first time in his career. I caught up with him at practice this week, and he told me that experience hasn't changed his passion for winning. It's time for our Coach's Corner. Day one, you immediately said you don't believe in the thought of a hangover. You don't. And what is, from that point, day one when you got back to now as you close in on that opener, makes you feel that that's true?
I think it's a perspective. Well, a couple of things that I think would be important. Had we not tested, so we'll test these guys hard, and had they not put the effort into testing hard, that would have been a red flag for me. So we're there physically. The question will be is how do you perceive the adversity of the year? And that's where it changes. So I'll give you an example. The last two seasons in November, we've gone on a road game into a Western Conference team that wasn't very good and didn't make playoffs, and we've lost. And if it happens, we're in there in November again this year, and if we lose, it'll be the hangover. That will be everybody's perception. It'll be exactly the same as the last 2 years. So how we perceive our adversity and then how we act on our adversity will be how we define our team.
At what point do you, if at all, say, okay, that was last year, it was great, trust me, we'll always embrace it, but this is this year and we can't mingle the two? Or do you embrace kind of mingling the fact that, hey, you're the champs and what you just experienced?
These men have earned to enjoy some of the things that come along with becoming a champion, and the ring ceremony Monday night will be a really big part of that, and we want to be fully able to enjoy it. It's been earned. What we don't want to do is feel that what we earned last year will have anything to do with the next night when we open against Boston. The game puck gets dropped, the game demands certain things, no matter whether you won or you lost last year. There's a certain number of things that you have to do to expect to win, and we're going to have to be prepared to do that.
That the fact that you were the hunted more so than the hunter, and obviously you're hunting for another title, but everywhere you go, it's like, hey, the champs are coming to town. Hey, the Panthers, that's the team we got to beat. They're the champs.
It's an interesting thing that you say that, because I was reading an article today about the top 5 forward groups in the National Hockey League, and our guys aren't part of it. So we're still, I think, lurking in that. There is an expectation, and that's where maybe the danger of why people will say it's so difficult to repeat. I don't believe that. It's exactly the same level of hard, as we like to say, to win. It's just that your expectation, you feel you won last year, so somehow this should be easier, and it won't be. So.
Talked so much last year about finally getting that taste of that for all the years. So now, obviously, you love the game. It keeps you going. You love being around the team. But how much did winning last year change you, if at all, as you enter this new year? Do you sense anything? Do you feel anything as a coach, that burden or pressure or cloud or whatever you want to call it?
It's a great question, and I've been looking for it. I'm trying to monitor, and the driver for that is these guys work so hard, and in their effort, they deliver this prize, and you get to be a part of it. They did all the work. I get to be a Stanley Cup. I get my name on the cup. I don't want to be the weak link here. So at the same time, because I'm aware of that, I got to also be mindful that I'm not a berserker every day so that nobody thinks I'm being casual. So I got a job to do. I want to be the guy that prepares, just like them. They worked hard all summer. I want to make sure that I'm driving as hard as I can, and they know that I'm not being casual about this.
Corey's still surprised, a little humble about it, but he certainly was a big part of that championship. Getting to lift the cup after such a long wait, and you can tell he doesn't want to wait that long to do it. Again, Clay.
All right, well, the Florida Panthers are going global this year with a trip to Finland. And that trip has special meaning to several players on the team because it is a homecoming.
Going back there and playing, bringing this team to there and showing places and playing 2 NHL games in front of my friends and family is going to be very special.
This won't be the first time that Alexander Barkov has led the Panthers on the ice in his home country of Finland, but it will be the first time that he does it as the first Finnish-born captain to ever win a Stanley Cup.
Of course, Bark is a big role model for all of the young upcoming hockey players.
It isn't just Barkov returning home as a champion. Anton Lundell, Eetu Luostarinen, and Nico Mikkola will also represent the Panthers on ice in their home country when the Panthers take on the Dallas Stars on November 1st and 2nd.
I hope we're the favorites in Finland. If not, we need to try to play even better to make it happen. But I'm pretty sure we're one of the favorite teams in Finland.
How big is hockey in Finland? The country's president called into the Panthers locker room moments after the team won the cup to congratulate the Cats' Finnish 4.
He actually called us after the game, so we all the Finns went to the gym where it was a little bit more quiet while the celebration was going on in the locker room. So we talked to him for, I don't know, a few minutes, and he invited us to meet us during the summer, but to be able to go to his house, president's house, was really special.
For Barkov, this isn't just a chance to play in Finland as a champion. This time, he will lead the Cats in Tampere, his hometown.
Forever thankful, grateful for that city, for the city of Tampere. Obviously, it means a lot more, a lot as well to go there in 2 months and play 2 games there.
Now, I know Barky caught himself a little bit there. He said it means a lot more. I mean, it means a lot.
No, it means a lot more.
He did say he thinks Tampere is the hockey capital of Finland. So for him, going back there just means probably even more than it does to anybody else on that team.
And it's crazy how regional it is in Helsinki. It's, Lundell's territory and all the passion there. Just the entire country, though. They're so excited. Yeah, I would say it's a Panthers country over there in Finland with the Finnish 4. Up next, though, chatting with Tkachuk, I sat down with the Panthers star Matthew Tkachuk to hear about the amazing experience of becoming a champ and how he's motivated for more. We'll have that coming your way with Local 10's Chasing the Cup. Return.
Welcome back. One of the Panthers' brightest stars remains Matthew Tkachuk.
Not only a star, Clay, but the 26-year-old is now a champion, and he told me he's enjoyed every minute of it. Now it's time to do it again. At what point in the offseason did it hit you like, it's back to work time, like very soon, and back at this grind again?
I was like looking at my phone, or I was at, breakfast or lunch or whatever, and it was like July, almost 15th, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I only have like 2 months until training camp. I should probably start doing something. So I started slowly working out that week. I had played in the golf tournament, which was an amazing time. And then the next week, I got back to St. Louis on Monday and started my summer training. So it really was only like a couple weeks after. Really only took like 2 weeks off, just like most summers. But I think I wouldn't have it any other way. You got to get used to those short summers.
Is there a lasting image from the moment that you guys won that cup to today that look back and go, man, that was incredible? Or the one thing, I guess, that defines what the summer was?
It's hard to beat celebrating in the room after the game. your teammates, some of the coaches, and then the trainers and management, and the guys that you really go through it all year with, in these walls of this room. That was super, super fun. And then all the families came in after about an hour, so we got to celebrate with all of our family and friends and our loved ones and everybody. So that's a memory that will stick out, forever to me. And then just like the next few days around town with the cup, like it was, it was a blur, but I remember it was unbelievable what was going on. And just how much fun we were having and the smiles on everybody's faces. It was truly a week-long party until the end of that parade. So it was an incredible week.
Now with the imprint of what you've done as a team, as an organization to win the cup, does a day go by where a person doesn't come up to you and say, hey, man, you guys, thanks for the cup and how are you? And the excitement, like things that maybe a couple years ago when you arrived, no one would say a thing or know a thing.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty much a 180 from when I came a couple years ago. It's been an incredible, I don't want to say turnaround, because when I came here, people loved hockey and they were so excited and they knew we had a good team, and we were, knocking on the door and we were right there. But ever since winning, like it's been insane.
Hey, Chucky, let's go, baby. Let's go, Chucky. Let's go. We got the cup.
Every day, people coming up talking about it. What was your favorite memory? What was it like after? What was it like going into Game 7? Just super like excited and happy, and like want to talk hockey and just like know us. And it feels like I'm sure it's how like New York Yankees feel, or when you're playing in Canada. I played in Canada. It's a very similar vibe right now. Like people are just so jacked up around town. So just got to do it again.
How about you? But I've watched the celebration video in the water about 1,000 times.
I'm going to go watch it again after the show.
Just watch it again. One of the most memorable moments in Panthers history. When we come back, to the Panthers prep for another great moment, their opener, but a storm coming toward Florida. So Betty Davis is going to join the show in just a bit. Give us a quick update on the Tropics when we come back right here. Local 10's Chasing the Cup.